live. We are live. We are live. We are live on the tube of you, the book of faces, and I got my phone over here for the tiki talk. So, yay! All right, y'all. So, welcome um, to this session. This is me, Reiki Master Allison. I'm here today. We're going to continue our beautiful conversations that we've been having all week because this is Black Girl Magic Week. Hello. Um, Before I do anything, let me just do a little something here with my camera. Just make a little shift. Okay, that way it just felt weird. It just felt weird. Okay, so now my phone wants to be weird. Okay, come on now. All right, now. All right, so yes, it is Black Girl Magic Week, and it is Black Girl Magic Week because it used to be Black Girl Magic Friday, and today is Black Girl Magic Friday. Yeah. And then it went to Black Girl Magic Weekend, and then it evolved into Black Girl Magic Week. And so here we are, Black Girl Magic Week. So during this week, I have promos and specials on my offerings, my top offerings. So you can save up to 70% on like my either of my Reiki certification courses. So I have Reiki levels 1 and 2. That's one course by itself. Hello, welcome in. Um, So Reiki levels 1 and 2, that's one course for certification. And those are the foundational trainings. Then you have Reiki level, which is master. You have master level. Let me slow down. Master level, which that's for where I am. I'm a Reiki master, meaning that I'm able to attune students. I'm able to teach. I'm able to take someone under my wing for mentorship, which, by the way, 2026, that's what I'm going to be doing. Literally taking someone under my wing and mentoring them from start to finish. And I'm excited about that. But more details on that later. Let me keep telling you what's going on for Black Girl Magic Friday. So I also have my Reiki, my distant Reiki healing sessions on sale for just $50. Yeah. If you've been feeling like you need to get some energy cleared up, book a session with me for just $50 and get yourself together energetically because I will do that. Anybody that's ever had Reiki from me will attest that I am good at what I do. Halleck, you due for another one, babes. You are past due for another one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I love you, but you are. Um, so, um, so I've got those on sale. I've also got my sacred year reading and planning sessions. Those are on sale. And I think there's something else, but we'll stop at that. Just know I got some really good stuff, y'all. Just go to the link in my bio and you'll see everything under the Black Girl Magic banner that is on sale. All right? Okay, cool. Now, so this week we have been talking about quite a few things. We've been talking about embodying your Black Girl Magic. I am here as Reiki Master Healer and Teacher. I'm also a spiritual empowerment coach. My main women that I work with are Black women who are 40 and over. I do also work with women of color. Those are also women that are 40 and over. But you got to be 40 and over. Because this is just a different type of life right now in 40 and over. It just is. Those of us I'm 50 now, but I remember when going into my 40s, life was changing rapidly and there were different things that were changing in my life that I'm just like, man, what is going on? So, let's see. Let me make sure I got everything. So, this week we've been talking about embodying your Black Girl Magic. Now, so Sunday we talked about um, why it's important to embody your magic. On Tuesday, we talked about how to embody your magic. On Wednesday, we talked about what happens when you don't. Now, today, we're still talking about embodying your magic, but we're going to be talking about this spiritual shift of identity that many of us are currently going through, have been through, in the middle of, etc. So, we're going to talk about that. So, this is something that we're talking about that is very deep, that is very tender, that is very powerful, that is very near and dear to my heart. The spiritual identity shift for those of us that are feeling this right now. So, before we jump in, I'm going to pull us a card so that we can just set the tone for the day, for this session. Make sure you hit the share button and get some other beautiful goddesses up in this room so that we can all be here together. So I'm shuffling, duffling my cards. All right, now. So I'm pulling from a very divine feminine deck. Priestess of the Light. Priestess of Light deck. That is where I'm pulling from to get our card, collective card. Okay? All right. So, what does Spirit want us to know? What is the energy for this session and beyond? What is the energy? So I'm going to pull us a card. Oops, something jumped. We'll get it in a minute. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna put the card that jumped to the side. Let's see the one that was pulled. Okay. Beautiful. Miracles. Miracles. This is card number 39. Miracles. So showing it to you guys here and also to the Tiki Talk. So miracles. Ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom. And before we go deep into that card, let's see the one that jumped out. Oh my God, this is so good because I was literally thinking about this because I'm in the middle of writing my second book, and this is something that keeps coming up as I'm writing. So I'm going to show you. Divine Mother. Look at that. Divine Mother. Look at that card. Divine Mother is what's coming up. And that says nurturing compassion and grace. Nurturing compassion, grace. So we've got ancient wisdom, and then we've got divine mother. Please tell me that you know that those are connected. Mm-hmm. So let's start with the miracles card. The High Priestess of ancient societies holds the spark of human consciousness between her fingers, gathering the energy of the heavens above and connecting it to the resonance of the earth below. Serenely focused, she aligns these powerful frequencies with the unseen vibrations of the universal intention. She is the priestess of mysteries, representing miracles, divinity, and magical wisdom and power. Ancient societies vibrated at a frequency powerful enough to build miraculous structures, including the Great Pyramids of Egypt and circular stone ob- obelisks. I don't know how to say that word. Arranged in formations designed to direct massive amounts of energy. They reveal the magical feats achievable by harnessing the power of the ancient wisdom and inner knowing. This card tells you that you now have the ability to approach your life in this profoundly aligned way. Peace, woman, mama, goddess. Welcome back. So, we're reading from this card here. We're talking about miracles and ancient wisdom. Okay. You are moving into a time when miracles of every nature can be manifested. In fact, they are your birthright. Somebody type in miracles are my birthright. Put that in the comments. Great accomplishments are yours when you let go of the striving and open yourself to the ancient wisdom quietly filtering through that part of your conscious, connected, internal truths. This is the part I like. Blue Reiki light radiates around this medicine woman. If you take a look at the picture, it is so. Indicating that these upcoming miracles may include healing. You have the wisdom to reestablish order and balance in your physical, mental, and emotional life. This is a reminder to engage in sacred physical practices such as yoga, dance, tai chi, qigong, or walking in nature, as well as sacred mindful practices such as meditation and prayer. Focus and serenity will power your consciousness creation as your journey deepens into your inner knowing. You are a seer and great manifester. You own ancient wisdom, or your own ancient wisdom will unlock the door to life changing miracles. So, the Divine Mother is speaking to us and letting us know that miracles are our birthright because we have forgotten this. We have forgotten that miracles are our birthright. We have forgotten the nurturing and compassion of grace that we're not giving ourselves, that we're not allowing ourselves to step into this ancient wisdom. And for those of us who are 40 and over, this is something that we're going to talk about today. So, for us, this isn't just about a glow up, this is a rebirth. This is the moment where what used to work has stopped working. How many of you are experiencing that right now? The stuff that used to work for you is not working. It's not. And your spirit starts calling you into doing something deeper. So all those old things that were tried and true that we used to be able to do and be able to like smack it up, flip it, and rub it down to get what we want, it's not working because we're now being called higher. We're now being called to go higher. So we're talking about the spiritual shift. Mirror. Ooh, I love that. And the pretty flowers. Love that name. Welcome in. Welcome to all the beautiful goddesses on TikTok and those that are watching it on the tube with you in the Book of Faces. Please come in, say hello. I promise I won't bite. And if you're on the TikTok, get your daily heart me. Send me some hearts. Do all of the things. All right? Cool. Now, so the shift in our spiritual identity. I really wanted to talk about this because this is something that I talk about, where is it? In my book, my first book, Starting Over at 40, My Sacred Journey of Self-Development, Empowerment, and Self-Love. And I talk about this identity shift that I experienced when I started approaching 40. And it was more of, it wasn't a midlife crisis, it was truly an awakening for me. It opened the door to so many things um, spiritually for me, which is how I got to this point with my new book that will be out next month, sometime next month, where we're going to talk about some spiritual aspects. Thank you for the hearts. So let's talk about what is the spiritual identity shift. So it's a transformation in how you see yourself, your purpose, and your spiritual path. It's when the old labels of the strong one, the fixer, the good girl, the reliable one. You know, all those labels that a lot of us, black women who are Gen X, older millennials, younger boomers, that we get placed on us and we never asked for those labels, but somehow they miraculously found us and we played into them, right? We played into those labels because we became accustomed to doing that. It's when those just don't fit anymore. They're too tight. It's uncomfortable. It feels restricting, like old clothes that you should have threw away that you still feel like you can squeeze into. Maybe that's just me. It's when you stop running your life on survival autopilot, because that's another thing that we were taught to run on autopilot and live in constant survival mode. Never thriving, never seeking to level up in a sense of a higher vibration, but it's the chase, right? The chase for the societal beliefs of success, the societal beliefs of what love is, of what health is, of what any of those things are, right? Because we're getting now at this spiritual shift, this identity shift. This stuff is becoming hella uncomfortable for us, and it's not working anymore. The things that used to work, it's just not working. And this is also where you start questioning the inherited beliefs that you grew up with about God, about womanhood, about femininity, success, and your worth. Yeah, those things that you have, those inherent belief systems surrounding those categories, those are starting to shift for a lot of us. So this is not a crisis. Like I said, it's not a crisis. It's an awakening. You are awakening to yourself. So being in this point of 40s and 50s and beyond, this comes with being having clarity. You're starting to gain clarity in a lot of things. So the tolerance level that you have for the old version of you is starting to evaporate. Because I don't know about you, the older version of myself, of who I once was, is starting to evaporate, and quite frankly, she getting on my nerves. She needs to go away. She's gotten on my last good nerve, the old version of me. Because it's like she has to die, right? That old version of you is has she has to die, because who I'm becoming is part of the rebirth process. In order for there to be birth, there has to be death. Death to something, right? So let's stop performing, let's be truthful, and let's be whole. That's exactly what your soul is saying to you right now. Like, I'm tired of this performance. I'm tired of acting like everything is okay when it's not okay. When I want something different, but I'm trying to figure out what that different is. And the crazy thing is, I want something different, but I keep trying to use the same old ways to get to that different. And it's just not working. It's just not working. So here's the next thing: why this happens in our 40s and beyond. Why does this shift start to happen? Well, reason number one, your spirit is tired of survival mode. Most of us as black women were raised in an environment of surviving. We know how to make a dollar out of 15 cents. We know how to stretch a dollar. We know how to stretch that meal. We know how to take like a little bit of like ground beef and turn it into like this big meal that'll feed us and our kids. We know how to do that. We are masters of that. That is ancestral, because that's what our ancestors had to do. When they were given scraps, from the master's table. They had to turn those into a feast that would feed them mind, body, spirit. That's why in hoodoo, a lot of the meals that you prepare as a hoodoo practitioner has a lot of ancient wisdom within it. It's feeding you in a way that, and nourishing you in a way that is not just about being fed after being hungry. Does that make sense? So you're tired of being in that survival mode because you've raised your families. You know, most of us, our kids are grown or damn near grown. We've survived heartbreaks. We've had disappointing jobs, chaotic relationships. We've had seasons of caretaking, or we're currently in seasons of caretaking, and right now our souls are just like, I want more. How many of y'all with me on that? I want more. And you know that the more is there. It's just that you don't know how to get to the more. So, I want ease. I want joy. I want me. I want ease. I want joy. I want me. Thank you, So Loved, for stepping forth and saying yes. Yes. And I love that name, So Loved 727. The second thing for us, and let's just keep it all the way a buck. What's happening with us is hormonal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what we have to do is look at that hormonal thing that's happening with us as not just hormonal, but it's also an energetic recalibration. It is. That's what menopause and perimenopause, as much of a bugaboo as it is, as much as the hot flashes, mood swings, the stomach pouch that just won't fucking go down, the way your hair is different, and some people are experiencing hair loss. All these different things that come with being in menopause is just a recalibration. It is. It's taking us from who the woman that we were into the woman that it's time for us to become. And a lot of us are fighting it. So think about this with the recalibration. Think of your energy centers. So, like your throat chakra. In your throat chakra, that's where your purpose, that's where you speaking and honoring your truth. Now more than ever, as black women and women of color, but especially us as black women in our 40s and 50s, we are hungry for truth to be told, for truth to be lived, for truth to be said, for truth to be honored, and more importantly, not just any truth, our truth of who we are, not who the world says we are, not who we were taught to be, but who we are on the inside, the outside. We are hungry for that. So our throat chakra is really like, girl, can I open up and blossom and show you all that pretty blue? Can I spin faster and faster and help you to clear out so we can start speaking our truth? Yep, in your 30s too. It starts in the 30s. But it's something about when you cross that threshold into your 40s, baby, that's something serious. It's something serious. Your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is searching for its power. Is searching for its power, that power that's in you, because the plexus is about your identity, your personal power, and your solar plexus at this point in your life is screaming, girl, we got the power. Can we flip the power switch real quick so we can go on and step into this thing the way we supposed to? Can we stop being scared and just go on and do this? Then the sacral is like tapping into the creativity, the sensuality, the softness, the beauty, the divine femininity. Your body becomes a catalyst for this spiritual realignment. Reason number three is you're stepping into your crone to queen transition. So you're not old, you're not invisible, even though sometimes we start to feel invisible, but you are integrated. That means all these beautiful things of experience is becoming wisdom. You are becoming this wise woman to pass on your wisdom to the generations that's coming behind you, whether they want it or not, whether they want to hear it or not. But that is what you're here to do. So you are wise, you sensual, intuitive, and rooted. This shift is not random. It's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage. So number three thing, the core symptoms of the spiritual identity shift. Let's talk about this because it's kind of like a whole mirror effect. You're outgrowing people that you used to bend over backwards for. I'm gonna sit with that for a minute and take a sip of my coffee because yeah. You're outgrowing people that you used to bend over backwards for. That was a hard thing for me as a Leo because Leos, we're extremely loyal. When we're your friend, we're your friend. When we are in love with you, you are everything. And the utter betrayal of some relationships that I've had to let go of because I have outgrown them was the hardest thing that I could ever do. Because it's like, but they're my friend. We've been friends since, I was knee high to a butterfly. I can't let them go. You got to. Because then I started realizing, yes, I'm bending over backwards to keep this relationship afloat, and they're not doing that. I'm the one that's always reaching out. I'm the one that's always sending the text message first. I'm the one that's always saying, hey, we should get together. I'm the one making all the effort. And then you sit and think about it, it's always been that way. So I don't have time for that anymore. Because if it's not an even energy exchange, I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm better off without it. You start to feel disconnected from old religious teachings that used to feel comforting to you. You're craving softness and rest and ritual and authenticity. You're starting to reject anything that requires you to shrink because that comfort zone is becoming uncomfortable. And because in the comfort zone, you shrink, you conform, you become like every other cog in the wheel. And that's not what you want. You don't want that anymore. Your intuition is starting to get loud, so loud that it's keeping you up at night. Your dreams are becoming more vivid. Your intuition is also gaining strength. And you're looking for peace more than anything that you want to protect. And you're no longer ready to compromise your peace for anybody or anything. It's no longer a compromise when it comes to your peace. So if you're feeling any of this, you're not crazy. You're evolving. So what this shift is inviting you to do is, first of all, create a new relationship with yourself. So less punishment, because we know how to do that. We know how to punish ourselves. We know how to speak so horribly to ourselves about ourselves that we would never say about another human being. Our self speak is worse than what we would ever say to someone who treated us like the bottom of their shoe. Sometimes we say things about ourselves to ourselves, and we don't even realize that we're doing it, but we are. So now we're being called to fix that relationship. And instead of being the human doing, you're feeling more of a need to be a human being. Black women, black women, black women, black women. We are the queens of doing. Get it done. We are the queens of this. If you want something done, black women will show up, cape on, and everything else, and ready to do it. We are human doings, but we are being called because the Divine Mother is telling us about nurturing, compassion, and grace for all of us to be human beings, to just be, to allow ourselves be, to just be who we are. Take off the mask, take off all the things that we're using. Just be. And let things be. That's hard. Let things be. We're also being invited to have a new spiritual language. So we're learning to talk to God / spirit, whatever name you give, in a way that honors our ancestry, our womanhood, our intuition, and our embodiment. We're also being invited for a new power identity. Not the strong black woman. No, no, no. But the soft, sovereign, and spiritually alive black woman. We're also needing a new approach to our magic because remember, we just talked about how some of the old stuff just ain't working no more. That's why. Because you're shifting. So now your intuition is not a whisper, it becomes your compass. And you use it. You don't deny your inner wise woman anymore. You're using her. You're letting her come forth because you know she knows the way. You're not seeking permission to do anything because you don't need it. You don't need anybody to give you permission to be who you are. Yes, Goddess, let things be. You give yourself permission to be who you are. You don't need nobody to give you permission for that. We're done seeking permission, validation, and everything else from people who don't have even anything about themselves. So why do we need their okay to just live our lives? We don't. Lastly, we are being called to honor the shift. I want to invite you to do a few things. First and foremost, I want you to find time in the day, don't care when, but I want you to sit in silence and ask, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? And let your ancestors, your higher self, and spirit minister that to you and show you who you are becoming. On Tuesday, I believe it was, when we talked about how to embody your magic, we talked about, and I challenged those that were there, and I'm challenging y'all too, don't worry. When you ask, who am I becoming, and you see her, I want you to start walking in her steps as if you're already there. Meaning, The woman you are becoming, the woman you visualize yourself to become. What does she dress like? What does she talk like? What does she walk like? What does her house look like? What fragrances does she wear? How does she wear her hair? All of those things. Start doing it. Play dress up and see what happens. See how you can shift the energy just by becoming. Allow yourself, and this one is huge, allow yourself to grieve old versions of yourself. Allow yourself to grieve old versions of yourself. There is nothing wrong with you doing that. The woman you used to be, you can grieve her. I already told you it's a death. It is. Hi, TT, how are you? You can grieve her because it's sad. Any kind of death is sad. And we have to give ourselves permission to grieve the things that we've lost. I'm doing well. We have to give ourselves permission to grieve what we've lost. We only think of grief when it's someone we've lost. You sure did. But give yourself permission to grieve that version of yourself that is no longer relevant to you. I know the version of who I used to be, she was good. The woman I was mommy. Oh, that version of me, of raising my son. Oh, I've mourned her. I grieved her because she's all I knew how to be. So yeah, that was hard to make that shift. Yes, it's nice for you to catch me live. So yeah, the next thing that I'm inviting you to do is create rituals that align with the woman that you are now. Remember, we talked about this before. Those things that you used to do that aren't working anymore. Change it up because it doesn't align with who you are and who you're becoming. Those rituals that used to be tried and true that you used to do, you'd be able to just manifest stuff and everything would just be, done, and they not working for you no more. And the reason why they're not working is because that's not you no more. So create some new ones that align with who you are and who you are becoming. And on that note, stop forcing alignment with beliefs that no longer fit you. Stop forcing alignment, period. I'm gonna stop it right there. Even though I know what I meant when I said what I said in my notes, stop forcing alignment. If it's not an alignment, don't do it because you're just causing yourself more heartache. You're causing yourself more heartache. You are. More heartache, more confusion, more frustration, all those things. And I want you to welcome this new spiritual identity with softness and curiosity. You know, when we were children, we saw the world so differently. We looked at everything as a new adventure. Even a child that's trying to touch a hot stove. Just because you said no, that child still wants to touch that hot stove. And though it might hurt when they do it, they still see it as an adventure. It's dangerous. It's fun. I want to try it. Just because you said I can't do it. But think about all the stuff that we did as kids that we probably didn't tell our parents that we did. That was a little dangerous. But everything was an adventure. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and do stuff that's dangerous. I'm not. It's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is Let's get back to, thank you for the heart me. Let's get back to looking at life as an adventure, as a way to experience new things, try new things. This shift isn't about something for you to survive, because remember, we're breaking that cycle of survival mode. We're breaking the chain of that. So it's not about that. This is something to embrace. This is something to embrace. So, what we learned today is we've got miracles, ancient wisdom that is within us, and the Divine Mother has come forth and is instructing you that this is time for you to honor the shift within you. Honor the woman you are becoming by becoming her in every way. Love on yourself regularly. Don't let nobody ever talk you out of your magic. That's what Black Girl Magic is all about. I'm here to remind you just how magical you are. Just how magical you are. Just how perfectly imperfect you are. That you were created to be your magical self and nothing less. We've been living beneath our magic, and it's time for us to embody it. Black women, black women, black women, black women, black women. We are magical beings. Why do you think everybody fight us so hard? Hmm? Why do you think people fight us so hard and hate on us so hard? We are magical. We are spiritual. Spirituality is literally flowing through our bodies because that is who we are. We are spiritual beings. We are the spiritual teachers, the guides, the creatives, the intuitives. It all comes from us. Thank you. Ooh la la. It all comes from us. But we've been taught to allow ourselves to be less than. And I'm just saying right now, I want you to be like, not doing that no more. So, I'm inviting you to take part in Black Girl Magic Week. Check out the specials that I have. I'm telling you, you are worthy and deserving of shift, of embracing this beautiful magic that is within you to gain clarity. Those are what the things that I offer do, is to help you gain clarity, help you build your confidence, to help guide you in where you are seeking to be. So, for the two of you, I'm going to bid you adieu, as well as people who are on the Book of Face. People that are on TikTok, we're going to hang out for a little while. So have a wonderful rest of your day, YouTube. I'll see y'all later.